guys, my name's Ashley and I'm going to Disney. What are you coming out here for? Okay, you're not. And I'm going to Disney. No, I don't like that one. So to start off my first video for my channel, since I'm planning to vlog while I'm there, I thought it would be a good idea to do a few questions. So I was doing some research and I found the DCP tag, and I'll tag the people who started the original DCP tag down below. I don't remember their YouTube channel or anything, but I stole some of the questions they used and a few other questions I added in. So I'm gonna do the DCP tag. Okay, so the first question is, how did you hear about the program? So I had known that it was a program for a few years. I don't know how I really knew. I had heard about it through some people, but I found out more information about it because my sorority big sister Rebecca, her whole family's, or not her whole family, her aunt and uncle worked at Disney for a really long time, and so they told her about it, and so she applied right before she graduated from college, and so that's why I decided to apply. She did it for fall 2014, no, spring 2014 or 2015, something like that. She just finished fall of 2015, so yeah, spring of 2015. So she did it for the whole year, and then she just left Disney. She just decided not to stay with the company, but they offered her jobs afterward and stuff, so she could have stayed with them. But that's how I found out about it, is because she posted all of her pictures and she was telling me about the application process, and so she helped me apply. So how was the interview process? So for me, it was actually pretty simple. I don't remember the exact day the apps dropped, but they dropped way early. Everyone was expecting them to drop it was just a really weird time this year. They normally dropped late in the afternoon, I think, and they ended up dropping at I was in class, so it had to have been around 9:30, 10 o'clock. And I remember I sat in class and was filling out the application on my phone. And so the application's pretty easy. You fill it out, you do a web-based interview, and then from that web-based interview, they either set you up for a phone interview, or they put you into something called submission. Submission does not mean that you aren't in the program, that you didn't pass or anything. It just means that they preserve the right to later on take you out of submission. No one really knows why you're put in there or anything like that. It just happens sometimes. But there are people that can get out of submission. I know a lot of people that got out of submission, so definitely don't think that if you get put in it, that you won't get put out of it. So the way it happened for me is I applied later on that day, or right after I applied, I got my web-based interview, and then after my web-based interview, a few hours went by, or probably not even a few hours, I think it was 30 minutes, and then I got my phone interview, and then I got my phone interview in the second round of phone interviews they did. So my interview was I don't know, it was in February, I know that. Maybe, I don't remember when my phone interview was. But anyways, I had my phone interview, and they call you from a private number, and you can do a ton of research online, find all of the questions, and then use those questions to kind of prepare yourself. Don't copy other people's answers. Also, don't write out exactly what you want to say, because if you sound like a robot, they're not gonna like your answers. I worked really hard to just jot down a few little bullet points. They always ask you why do you want to work for Disney, and they'll ask you a few things about your job experience and stuff, and so those, it was really nice to have those questions, because you're going to need to know those for other interviews anyways. And for me, I graduated in May, so this was kind of my only chance to apply. I think they have it now to where you can apply 6 months after you graduate as well. But if I didn't get in here, I had a job lined up to go teach in Korea, so this was my only chance to do it. If I didn't get in, I wasn't going to do it. So I just kind of was sitting around waiting, and then on let's see, I wrote down the day. On February 19th, I was accepted. And I was like driving my car with one of my friends, Kayla, and we were going to get stuff for a show that I was working on. I guess, do I ever talk about that? No. So my major is drama, and I concentrated in makeup and wig design while I was in school, so I worked on a lot of theater shows doing the makeup and wigs for them, and a few professional shows as well. So I was like driving to pick up makeup for a show, and my friend Kayla was in the passenger seat, and she was on the phone with her mom. And my phone went off, and it was like, Disney College Program, you're accepted, or whatever it says, and I just like screamed. But I had to like hold it together because I was driving and I had an errand to run, and I had to finish that errand. So I was like, hold it together, Ashley. As soon as you get what you need from Target, you can break down. And so I held it together. She was like on the phone with her mom, and I was like hyperventilating in the background, and we got all the way to Target. I walked down the makeup aisle, I picked up the brushes I needed, and then I promptly started crying. I'm pretty sure I like fell down on the floor and just like sat on the floor for a few minutes crying, because it was like a wave of relief. Like, I'm going to Disney. Like, I don't have to wonder what I'm gonna do after graduation. Like, if I really wanted to go to Korea or anything, like, this is it. I'm doing it. I'm going to work at Walt Disney World. And so I was really excited. So yeah. So that's where I was whenever I found out. That's one of the questions. And then I, called my mom, I called my grandma, I called everyone, I called my big, I called everyone basically, and I was like, hey, I'm going to Disney World, and it was really fun. So yeah, that was my experience. If you have any questions about the interview process or anything like that, or if it was hard, it wasn't, in my opinion, or anything like that, go ahead and feel free to leave them down below. I'm always open to answering questions. Also tag my Instagram and my Snapchat and all my social medias down there too, so that if you have any questions, you can feel free to message me. Okay, so next question. What is your role / your preferred roles? So going into this, whenever I interviewed, I was really hoping to get Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique or Pirates League, because my degree is in makeup and wigs, and so I'm just like, that's what I'm used to working with. Unfortunately, I wasn't assigned that, and I understand why, coming from like a business standpoint. Is that, yeah. So I also worked at Ulta Beauty for a year, and I was a lead cashier there. I was moved up to lead cashier within like the first 6 months of working there. And so I have a really, really strong background in retail. So I was given the role of merchandise. My other preferred role was children's activities, and then merch was like my third top choice. The children one, because I also I completed everything but my student teaching for a teaching licensure, so I was pretty I'm pretty good with kids. And then last but not least was merch, and that's just because I've worked in Ulta for so long that I'm kind of used to working merchandise. I worked with Chuck. I was, in charge of the cashiers and stuff up at the cash wrap and everything, so I was pretty used to that. So that's the role I got. I'm hoping that if I decide to extend into the spring, that I'll be given the opportunity to transfer to BBB or Pirates League. So the next question is, how did you find your roommates, and how many did you want? So for me, it's pretty easy. As soon as I got accepted, I saw that a girl that I had been like friends with for a while from the, I should probably preface, I joined like every Disney College Program Facebook page for fall 2016 that there was. At the time, I think there was only like 2, but I also joined like some of the like Greek Life page and all those things too. And then, so there was a girl that had been on all those pages with me. Her name was Beth, and I really liked her posts and stuff like that, and I saw that she was accepted too, so I messaged her and I was like, hey, congrats, do you want to be roommates? Or like at least live in the same apartment, because you're really chill and I'm worried about finding roommates. And she was like, yeah, sure, I have a few other people I want to live with too, is that okay? And I was like, yeah, definitely. And then we started GroupMe. I was in a few different GroupMes before then too, but then we started a GroupMe with a few other girls, and one of those girls didn't work out, which, I mean, it happens. Like, that's okay. While you're finding your roommates, if one of them decides not to live with you, like, don't be upset about it or anything. Like, you want to make sure that the people you live with are people you want to live with. So, like, don't be mad about it or anything. You just say, like, no, like, that's cool. We can still be friends. But we ended up finding, Beth and I we actually have, there's 7 of us in a group. So the way the apartments work is you can have a 1-bedroom 2-person, a 2-bedroom 4-person, a 3-bedroom 6-person, and a 4-bedroom 8-person. I think that's as high up as it goes. Pretty sure. But anyways, so that means we could only have either 6 or 8 people, so we'd have to find someone else, or we would have to tell someone bye, which we didn't want to do. So what happened with us is we, one of the girls in our group luckily got a Disney internship, a professional internship, so we didn't have to worry about it at all because she ended up taking that. So now we don't get to live with her, but she's going to be in the same building as us and everything, so we'll get to see her all the time and stuff, which makes me really excited. So my roommates, I have Debbie, Kira, Beth, Megan, Morgan, me, and then Allison. So there's 7 of us in our group, which is a little weird because there's only 6 of us living together, but Allison will be over all the time anyways, so, or we'll be crashing her apartment. Coming for you, Allison. Anyways, and like I originally wanted about 6 of us in the house, just because like our schedules are so different that if you only have 4 people, I think that you're never going to see each other, which works for some people, but not for me. I'm a very social person. So I wanted at least 6 to 8, but I was a little worried that 8 would be too many people, so 6 was good. I'm glad we got that. And we got the apartment we went to, so we're going to be in Commons, which is the one with the washer and dryer inside, which is why I wanted that one, and I'll do an apartment tour eventually as well. Okay, so next question. What are you going to miss while in the program? I already miss the town that I went to college in a lot. I miss my friends there, and it's like not even been like a full month since I've left. Like my roommate Tyler, I miss him, and he's watching. He better be watching this, but he's probably watching this, so I miss you. And all of my friends there, I miss a lot, but that's okay because they're gonna come visit me, and I'll end up going to Asheville eventually. But that's probably what I'm gonna miss the most. My grandmother lives here in Florida. I'm at her house. I don't live in Florida. I live in North Carolina. So it's actually really cool. I don't get to see her very often, but I will now because she only lives about an hour and a half, 2 hours away from Disney. So, what is your favorite Disney park and your favorite attraction? My favorite Disney park is Epcot. I love Epcot. I love the World Showcase. I really like math and science, even though I'm a theater person, so all of the cool rides about like science and stuff like that are my favorite. But my favorite attraction is a tie between Rock and Roller Coaster and Dinosaur. I hadn't ridden a roller coaster until like probably 2 years ago, and then I forced myself to get on one. And I hadn't ridden Rock and Roller Coaster until October of last year, I think, whenever I came. My big and my roommate Tyler just kind of like put me on it and said, suck it up, ride it, and I did, and I loved it. So that's going to be a really big thing next year is get it, or in, oh my gosh, in a few days, whenever I move in, to ride all the time. I plan on riding it as much as possible. Okay, and then the next question is, first thing you want to do whenever you get there. So I know for sure, I have another friend that went to university with me, and she's doing the Disney College program right now. She's doing the Spring Advantage program, which goes from January or February until August. So I'm moving on Monday, and I'm planning like Tuesday to just go ahead and meet up with her because she doesn't work that day. We're going to go to Disney Springs, which is formerly known as Downtown Disney. And we're just gonna hang out, and I'm looking forward to just like being able to go to the parks whenever. Like I live there, like I can go whenever I want. Like that's pretty cool. As well as like getting to know Florida a little bit. I spent the last 4 years in the mountains of North Carolina, so I'm not used to this really hot, muggy weather. And so that'll be really fun. I'm excited about that. And then what is number 1 on your bucket list? So I'm going to pull up my bucket list. I want to have a picture, or Princess Day, a picture on Main Street. I don't even know. Okay, I want to, so I've only ever been to one Disney resort, and that is the Contemporary, because that's where my big worked. So I went and visited her whenever I came down in October. So I'm hoping that I can visit every resort, which I think we're doing one day next week after we move in. And I'm staying with my roommate in Saratoga Springs, which is a Disney resort, on I guess tomorrow. I'm staying there tomorrow night. So that'll be 2 down of all of them. And then I also want to have ridden every single ride. There are a few rides I haven't ridden in Disney World. So yeah, that's all of those. And what's my favorite thing about Disney or each park? Probably my favorite thing about Disney overall is that, like, it doesn't matter how old you are, doesn't matter anything about, like, it doesn't matter who you are. Like, you can still enjoy the magic and have fun there. There's something there for everyone. So that's probably my favorite thing. Each park, Magic Kingdom would probably be my favorite thing about Magic Kingdom as a show. It's the Celebrate the Magic show, the projections on the castle. I know everyone likes Wishes. I like Celebrate the Magic. I know the song by heart. Epcot would probably be the World Showcase. Animal Kingdom, probably the Safari ride. Hollywood Studios is the Great Movie Ride, or the Backlot Tour. Both of those are really, being a person in film, I just really like Hollywood Studios a lot, or in theater and film. And which one did I miss? No, that was it. Epcot, Animal Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, Magic, yeah. So yeah, that's my favorite thing about those. And then one thing I hope to take away from the program, Disney as a business is just awesome. They do a lot of really great things for not just the people that come into the parks, but also for their employees, and also for just like different groups of people around the world. They're the #1 supporter of gay rights and all that stuff, and like I just think that they're an awesome company. So I hope that I can just learn from being able to work in there, and more of like, I don't know, like how everything works at Disney and stuff. You know, someone that wants to work in theater and film, like an amusement park is the perfect place to start. And why not start someplace that I've loved since I was a little kid? So yeah, I'm really excited. And I'm really excited to take you guys on this journey. So I'm going to be vlogging throughout my entire program. I'll start with my drive to Saratoga Springs tomorrow and hanging out with Debbie, and then I'll do check-in, casting, traditions, all of that good stuff. So I'm looking forward to taking you guys. If you have any questions or any videos that you'd like to see or anything like that, please just comment down below and follow me on all that stuff, and I'll make sure to comment back. So thank you guys.